welcome back. I just had a cop behind me and I was trying to see if he was following me. I want to talk about twisty roads. I feel like when I come ride in like the suburbs or city area and people are like, let's go hit a twisty road, they usually are talking about something kind of like this, where it's, you know, a fairly low speed limit and you get lots of red lights that you come up to like this, and then there are pedestrian crosswalks and they'll just be random people walking through them. Like, you know, I come up here and this crosswalk, oftentimes people with their dog and kids on bicycles who don't know how to ride their bicycles, they're like falling as they go through. And I just think it's kind of silly where it's like, yeah, I don't really want to ride fast here. I think the speed limit here is like 45 or 50 or something. And it's like, if you're going through here like 70 and then you just like crash out or something, or have to lock it up because someone's using a pedestrian crosswalk and then get all mad at them, I just think it's so goofy. Like, YouTube keeps serving me up this one dumb short, and I hate this short so much because this guy is like riding, I don't know, just, it looks like a twisty road like this. I don't know where exactly it is or what. Maybe it's California or something. And he's coming up around like a corner, and there's a pedestrian crosswalk right there. And I mean, that's the way it is in some areas here, where it's like you come around a corner and there's a pedestrian crosswalk or a bicycle crossing or something. And I think it's kind of poor planning and annoying from like the government or whoever civil engineers designed it that way. But you know, this guy, he comes around the corner, there's like two people who have already basically crossed the street at this point, and then there's one person that has not yet crossed the street, and this guy loses control, just like crashes his bike down and like launches it, like, you know, because the bike keeps going, so he stops short of it and he launches the bike just like directly at the pedestrian crosswalk. And like the person who's, you know, so it's like two people are like over there basically finished crossing, and then like one person over there at the beginning of the crosswalk, and he just like launches his bike at him and he's like, oh, I can't believe like you were out in the road, you made me crash. And it's like, no, they did not make you crash. Like, you just crashed because you just like grabbed a handful of front brake and steered. I mean, it's like the corner in the video, the corner is going to the right, and he just like launches his bike to the left, like towards a guardrail or something. And it's like, I don't see how this is their fault, really. I mean, they're just using a crosswalk, and I don't know if he was even speeding. It's like, you had plenty of time to slow down. Like, if someone was crossing here, oh, okay, just roll off the throttle and slow down. No big deal. You know, when you're in areas like this, I just don't ride super fast, where it's like I'm not going 70 or something through here, you know. Because like in this area, there are tons of old people. There are tons of people who have like back problems, who like can't look right. I mean, I have one person I know where he has such back problems that like he can't even look right in traffic, and I'm like, dude, this is super dangerous. Like, you can't like look over your shoulder to see things in traffic. But I mean, that's just the way it is. And like, the more I ride, the more I realize like there are tons and tons of incompetent people out here on the road, and you know, you just have to protect yourself, whether that's selfish cyclists who just want to go right across the pedestrian crosswalk without waiting or looking. And I mean, that's happened to me before. There's this one crosswalk where it's like on this really popular biking trail, and they just cross whenever, like, and it's kind of coming around a corner too, but it's like, I know it, I'm aware that it's that way. I always make sure I slow down for it, because you know, I'm the motorized vehicle in that, you know, situation of a bicycle and a motorcycle colliding. I am definitely not going to be in the right, and no one's going to see it that way, even if the person crossed when they, you know, when they weren't supposed to have crossed or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? So anyway, I just feel like it's silly when people in the city are like, let's go hit the twisty roads, and it's roads like this, and it's like, they're really not that twisty, and they're also really not like roads I've been, you know, dying to speed down. I was actually going down this exact road earlier, a couple of weeks ago, and there was this pack of bikers right behind me, all on like 1000cc sport bikes, and they passed me like something like that, where there was an oncoming car, and it just like squeezed between us around the lane, and it's like, yeah, no thanks, like like, and then, you know, they go ripping around the corner, and then I passed them again because they all pulled over to stop and wait for their one slow friend, and then they all passed me again doing the same thing later. And it's just like, this is, you know, when you talk about riding twisty roads and having fun, like, this is not exactly what we're talking about here. Like, go out to the country, get away from the crosswalks, have some idea of what's coming around the corner, like some knowledge of where you are, right? It's leaking. But anyway, yeah, YouTube just keeps serving me that same short over and over again, and I just hate that video because it's like, you are clearly in the wrong here. Like, it is not the people using the crosswalk and who like look both ways and stuff and weren't even really that much in the crosswalk. It's fault that you just like dumped your bike. So anyway, ride safe, bros. Talk to you later.